Ah,
Welcome
to Shade
to
in the
Shade
City.
and the City.
And you're
I'm your
wrong.
girl.
You got the first one.
Well, I know, but that doesn't count. So yeah, welcome y'all to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese,
It's Nels.
and today we are here to recap life that happens after the lockup. This is season 5, episode 44. Something about red flags, and white dresses. Okay.
Oh, was it?
Um,
I think I literally just thought it was red flags.
No, it's red flags and white dresses. So yeah, y'all, we appreciate you being here with us. If you haven't already, please make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button for us.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's just hop right in, jump into it, and get into the foolishness that is this show. And y'all, let's get shady. I gotta get my nails done, y'all. It don't get the same clank clank. All right, y'all. So basically, we kick off this episode with, unfortunately, the my most just I y'all know I really can't
I'm
stand this
cool with
girl.
everybody else I got. I'm just glad you got them.
So we start off with Bianca and Daniel, and she, wakes him up the next day, and she's like, "It's morning," and she said, I apologize. Well, she didn't apologize, but she's like, I had a bad day. I didn't mean to trigger you. And she tells him she feels like he led her on in prison, and she's upset that after 3 days, y'all, 3 days, that he ain't, proposed to her, or he ain't knocked her up.
You
That
know what? He should have been like, well, since I ain't got no job, no money, no nothing, and you expected me to do it as soon as I came home, just give me the money and I'll buy it for you.
that part. And then I don't know. I didn't read the article. I didn't get deep into it, y'all. But I think a little birdie, y'all know the little, well, it's an X now, but I saw on the X a little inkling that this girl might, again, it's alleged, might actually be pregnant.
Poor baby.
Yeah, again, poor baby, not her, the actual baby,
No,
right?
I'm the actual baby.
So basically he's like, give me some more time. He tells her that he's glad that they didn't get married while he was in prison, and basically said if he would have done that, that would have been idiotic. He was stupid.
Listen, when he said that, I said, oh,
I appreciate his
I,
honesty.
I feel like he even said it was stupid for him to propose.
Yeah, he did say that.
I was like,
He tells us in the confessional that he did buy a ring. So
I know.
nails.
I was like,
Okay.
okay, he did buy it with that. What? How much was the total? 70 something dollars.
$71.
Trust me, she don't want that trash.
Right. But basically since Bianca showed her behind, he's basically second guessing things. She brings up the call, y'all. When I tell you this scene irritated me, I am a coffee lover, y'all. This one can tell you I am not right until I have my cup of coffee. But I would have just made it because I
I
know I'm
But
not right
I would
without my cup of
say,
coffee.
you don't have a problem making your own damn coffee.
So she brings up the situation again. She accuses Daniel of being on a power trip and wants him to do the little things to show his love for her. And he tells her she needs to walk on her own, which makes Bianca upset. And she threatens that, look, we ain't gotta be together. And I said, woo. And so, she says that he starts yelling.
I love
And
the
basically
fact that he's like, you're sitting here telling me we don't got to be together, but you want to get married.
that part. And so then basically he starts yelling at her. She's like, "Oh, don't yell at me. I don't like yelling." And he's like, "People yell. That happens. That happens." And she's like, "Well, I don't like that. I've been in, previous
And I don't
relationships."
like that you drink.
Woo,
That
nails,
triggers
you better come on.
that triggers me. You talking about what triggers you? It's all about you and what triggers you. I'm telling you what triggers me, and you don't give a damn.
Well, they go back to the coffee, and he's like, "Look, I am not gonna be your slave. That's what I'm not doing." And so she tells Daniel she feels like they're not getting each other. She finally apologizes. They kiss and make up. He goes to visit his cousin Rob. And while she calls her friend, I can't remember his name right now, but she calls the friend back in Florida to tell him about the night of,
Andres, I think.
huh?
I think it was Andres.
Andres, good job. And so yeah, she calls Andres, tell him about the night before, how he caught her drinking, and how she's upset because she ain't got a ring on her finger.
She's a dumbass. Why are you calling the same person that told you to stop drinking to complain about the fact that your man wants you to stop drinking?
Right. Because even when she was like, I mean, I'm in my 20s. We're gonna want to drink.
And
And
he's
he was
just sitting there listening to her. He's like,
like,
like I told you, this is a problem. You need to
right.
stop.
So then we see Daniel linking up with Rob, and basically he's like, he wants to know the tea. What did Bianca share with you? So he basically says that she's admitted to having a drinking problem, but is not going to stop drinking. Daniel feels like he hasn't really had time to adjust in the 3 days out of prison, and that he's seeing a lot of red flags from her. And then Rob brings up Bianca mentioning that there's no foreplay, which obviously Daniel feels a way about. Why is she having a conversation with you about my sex
What
game?
our
What is
sex
going
life?
right? And so Rob expresses that, Bianca, he basically feels like Bianca thinks that he's supposed to be responsible for her happiness. And basically worries that if she doesn't like something, that she gonna kick his ass out, as we've seen before. We ain't got to be together. So she clearly is gonna hang that over his head as long as he's and I'm gonna just be honest. He's 31, she's 23. He just seems like even if he was in prison, he has a lot more sense than her, maturity wise. And I just don't even understand, because she's a child. She's a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't even understand why we're contemplate going through all this outside of her.
Like a badass, annoying child.
Right.
Like that needs punishment.
Oh, I agree.
She annoys me.
She annoys the hell out of me too. All right. It's Nels's favorite.
Joey and Kimberly. So this chick she's gone wedding shopping for the third time. Because we know she's been married before. She invited her cousin. Huh?
3 times a child.
What'd she say? Or 3 strikes you're out.
Right. Either way.
So she invited her cousin that she knows doesn't agree with this. I don't understand why. Her cousin apologizes, for leaving her engagement the way she did. Huh?
Tatum is her name.
Tatum. Yeah.
I've always liked that name. That's the only reason I remembered it.
So so she apologized for leaving her engagement party the way she did. Now she did, well, I'm sorry, Kimberly apologized for putting her in the position. Although I don't really see what the difference is now. You're at my engagement party now. You're here wedding dress shopping with me. I feel like it's the same position, but that's neither here nor there. So in the middle of their wedding dress shopping, she mentions that, you know what? I should probably, get a divorce. You think? Okay. Kimberly said that basically, she's married, but that ain't gonna change nothing. She gonna get married again anyway. She thought it was supposed to be easy, 1, 2, 3 peasy, the way the first one was, but no, it's not. Her cousin suggested that she get an attorney, like ASAP, to handle this. On top of that, she lets her know that what's the boy name? Hold on. Joey been pressing her about getting these paternity results. Now, she knows that he should definitely know, okay, whether this is his baby or not, but she feels like, if the baby does come back to Kason, I'm sorry, if Kason comes back to be his, then, it can mess up it could affect her divorce. Also,
she's still married.
Yes. So basically, what's the girl name? Tatum tells her, well, tonight, girl, on your date night, maybe, you should mention, this stuff. You should let him know that you're still married. It's really not something she want to do. But she said, you know what? I don't like when he holds stuff from me. So I guess she's considering the fact that she should definitely tell him that. Yeah. I'm nowhere close to getting a divorce. or being divorced.
Well, what it gives me, I mean, it's you out here. First of all, I felt away because you out here wasting these people time because we knew you hardly got no money for this house. I just don't know, when is the wedding? You ain't divorced yet. And I ain't gonna hold you when she said that, and you just made me think about it when she was like, "Oh, it's a lot, it's different than when I got a divorce last time." It's probably because that man wants some money from her.
I thought it was funny when Tatum said, "You sure you want to marry him? Cause what if you get married to him and he take all your shit?"
Right.
I said, "Oh," but of course, that ain't mean nothing to her. She got up and tried on another wedding dress.
Terrible.
She said, "This is the man of her dreams. Could be a sweet dream
It's a lot of
or
them.
nightmare."
Between her and Britney and everybody complaining about money problems, but they out here planning weddings. It's just
Irresponsible.
it's giving Z and Troy. It's just,
Definitely Lindsay and Troy.
I don't understand
They're
where priorities
irresponsible.
are. Do people not know that that's the number one reason for divorce? Do y'all not know that? Because the way y'all go into these situations, it makes me think y'all don't know that. All right. So speaking of people with financial troubles, let's talk about Tennie and Rob. Now, Rob is leaving the house for work while Tennie is in the bed, sleeping the day away, right? So Rob says that, it took him a while to find a job, but he was able to find something temporary to pay the bills. We know that he inspects trucks, which I was like, get down and dirty with your hands, brother. I love, as long as you make sure you wash your hands. I can't stand a man that have stuff up under his nails. That is not cute. Okay. Um, but then we learned that he got his GED while he was locked up. So kudos to you, brother. And literally had to go from like kindergarten to 12th grade all over again. So then Tennie comes by to bring him lunch, which I said, okay, at least you're not sleeping the whole day. At least you really on your like housewife duties. Okay. I thought that was very cute. She brings him lunch. And they sit in the back of the truck, and he basically tells her that he wants to do a CDL class, but it's gonna probably cost. I didn't get the amount. I feel like he said 500, 5,000.
5,500.
Oh wow, 5,500. So and basically Tennie like to spend. So basically he's like, you need to get a job. Okay. And Tennie's like, well, it's been real fun being able to, wake up in the middle of the day. And, I don't know. I've been doing this for like a year and some change now. And I'm kind of cool how it is. But, I understand I got to do what I need to do for the betterment of the family. So yeah, I can go revamp my resume, and I can get a job in like 2 weeks.
I want to know what she does.
Right. Because and granted, the economy is not as terrible as it was, but yeah, no, people not just handing out jobs into, unless you're doing something that everybody can do, something of like, yeah. But to Nelson's point, I wonder what she do. If y'all know what she do, drop in the comments. But anyway, so then basically we see them at home. And she's letting him know that she spent $250 on his family pass, because that's what it was. He was wondering where the kids were. And she was like, oh, they're at the park. And she tells him about the family pass. And again, although I thought it was a very decent price for a family of four, I can understand Rob's frustration, because he was like, you told me you were going to consult me about anything over $100, and you completely regarded that, which we all know, as we said last recap, we saw them. It was her guilt, and her guilt got the best of her judgment, and she spent the bread, and now he mad. And then she was like, well,
Like,
and
if
then
she
we
told him the reason, I don't think he would have been as upset. Every weekend I was taking the kids to come see you. So now on the weekends, now that we don't have to do that, I wanted them to be able to do something fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess. But when you're the only one working too, I understand what you're saying, but I can also understand his point where you spend a lot of money when you ain't bringing nothing in. And it hits different. It hits different when you ain't bringing nothing in. Okay.
Yes.
And we don't know when you're gonna bring something in, even though you
2
tell
weeks.
me two
In
two
2 weeks.
weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. And then not even really, because again, I don't know what type of job you're doing unless they pay weekly, and I don't know. But technically you're not gonna get paid for a month. let's talk about that. But anyway,
Yeah, some
so
dog.
then we learned that they have a joint account, but they also have separate accounts. And apparently even the kids are in on this account because they know when he's getting paid. And I don't know why Teenie thought that was so cute, because I could clearly tell to Rob that he didn't think that was cute at all. That this little boy is in his face talking about some, oh, you know, you got paid today. And he's like, yeah, Nick, I know. How do you know that? And that goes back to what I was saying before. When
I
you're
ain't had
not
a problem.
when you're not bringing anything in and you're already making plans for my money, yes, it's our money, it's our household money, but you're clearly, you and the kids are already making plans for the money that I'm bringing in.
Yeah, you the provider. You the. So we want to know. We
Well,
want to know when you
if
get
you're
paid.
gonna make the plans, then it needs to be a conversation,
We want to know when we get paid,
right? And again, to his point, it needs to be
and
a
we get paid
conversation,
when you get paid. So
and it should be a conversation. So, then basically, they after that, she tells him, "Well, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get a job in 2 weeks," like I said, and then and she's like, she does like nice things, but she doesn't believe like that she has a spending problem. He's upset and tells her, you better have a job in 2 weeks. I don't care what I really feel like he gonna tell her, you need to go down there to McDonald's or the Wendy's or something, because I think they do pay weekly now. I see it on the signs every time I'm in the drive-thru, and they be like, "We pay weekly now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, a little incentive for people to come work over here."
yeah,
And quick money, I get it. So what he's doing something temporary, which maybe you need to do something temporary too, just to get some money in the house. I'm just saying. And so Teenie tells him, well, in that 2 weeks, he needs to find a tattoo artist to get the tattoo of his ex-girlfriend covered up. And I said,
well, we knew that was going. We knew it was gonna rear its ugly head. We knew she felt some type of way about it for real. She was just trying to keep it cute.
you gotta keep it cute when you're living on his money. But now to her point, you go get a job in 2 weeks. Well, yeah. Once you bring your own money in, and then you can tell him, yeah, go. I can buy my own bags. I can do my own things now. So you go get that tattoo. You spend that money that you was giving to me to go shop, and go get that tattoo.
So I hear you, right? I hear you,
Mm-hmm.
but and I understand. Right now they're in a pinch, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But as the provider of the household, and this is the position that you chose, is the position that you wanted to be, you've shown that. Okay. This is the energy you give off. I need to know how long we're going to be doing this.
How long we gonna be doing this?
How long are we going to be doing this? How long do I need to have a job for? Because
That's why I told you should go up there to the Wendy's and get the temporary, get paid every week.
my thing is, if you are the provider, this is what you want to do. You the man of the house. How long I got to help provide?
Look, I feel like Bath and Body Works is always hiring.
I can get a job in 2 weeks, but how long do I got to hold it?
Well, that part.
Because I'm sure you're still expecting me to hold down the house.
Well,
So I need to know. I look. If I was Tennie, I would have questions.
I think you know what? To
Are we
that
talking
point,
about after you get the CDL and after you get your truck? What are we talking about? What is the goal? What is the plan here?
no, I agree with you, but she probably should have been doing that instead of yelling about a tattoo that she knew he had, and she, like, if she was gonna be that
Oh, no,
bad.
I would have asked that question from the back of the truck before the tattoo. All that I would have wanted to know.
Oh
When he,
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
uh,
All right, these two, which I really didn't care to see either. Again, Louie's fine. It's that one on the left. It's that one on the left. I
this
just
seems
really don't
just
care for her.
madness.
And
This
then the
seems
fact that he's doing all this trying to surprise her,
this
and
this
she's
was
such a
crazy to me.
butthole.
She really is. This was crazy to me. So Lou is excited about his purchase. I get it. He ready to give up the ring
To her now, right?
right now, and I get it because I get like that too. I'll be planning something and I want to surprise. I got this whole thing in my head, and then but when I get it, I'm like, I just want to give it. I just want to give
Nels can tell you, I'm worse than her. I can't sit on a surprise for shit.
it.
if I'm planning something for you, please know you're probably going to find out I'm planning it for you because the incitement I just can't contain. And I got to tell you what I'm doing. That's just who I am.
Yeah. So I completely understood Louie. Now, first, though, he wants to get Melissa's dad's blessing. So Melissa, so they're all going to.
I felt really bad when I saw her dad.
Did he look smaller?
If you look at him when we first saw him, he does look like, and I don't want to say declining because from what Melissa said, he's just not taking care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he is a lot small. He looks frail. He didn't look frail before.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look frail before.
So apparently it's Melissa and Mess's dad's birthday, so they're out shopping for his gift. Melissa tells her sister that, she feels like everybody should, accept Louie with open arms after all this time, and he's consistently working on himself and trying to be a better person. Messa
So
feels
weird.
what?
It gives the vibe that, and I don't know if you thought about it. I mean, they're all in Jersey. I don't know what part of Jersey they're in, but it gave me the vibe that they don't really see her family like that. Because at this point, and I don't know if it's just a part of the storyline, but I would think at this point, y'all have spent more time around your family than just this. And the way that they presented it, it makes it seem like they ain't seen Louie since she introduced them to, you know what I'm saying?
They probably didn't. She hardly see Louie.
Well,
so Messa feels like, people can change, but it's hard to look past Louie's history. Okay. So she said, she needed another year of him doing his thing. So then they met up with their dad. Melissa is worried about him because, like Tree said, he is frail now. They had him open his gift. Apparently, they got him a grow a girlfriend. I thought that was a cute little gift, and then put it in a big bag like it was actually something. Louie got there. He's super nervous because he doesn't know what he's going to say to her dad, but he does want to have the conversation. Well,
you thought that was cute. I mean, I did think it was cute, but I thought that's all you got. That's all y'all went in there.
Yes, I did think I thought there might have been
And
something
not
else.
to mention the store that they was even in. I said, what type of?
That's probably a $6 gift, $10 gift.
It literally looked like they were somewhat like. Well, it definitely want the Cracker Barrel gift shop because we know ain't nothing in there $6. But I'm just saying that's what it was giving.
They got candy.
They got clothes, they got candy, they got blow up doll. Like it was just I was like, what is going on in this smorgasbord of a store? It was just strange.
I thought it was cute. I liked it. I was hoping that they was gonna make it on TV because I want to see how big it gets. It said it gets 6 times its size. I wanted to see it. So
I ain't gonna tell y'all what Nels does on her personal time. The fact that she was.
I make grow girlfriends. I grow girlfriends. I wonder if they have grow boyfriends.
I'm not going down this hole with her. I don't even know why she's still talking. Okay.
All right, let me get back.
I'm still trying to just get a rose. I ain't trying to blow shit up. Okay.
You ain't got one?
I don't have a rose. Okay, that's a different conversation. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, so then Melissa and Messa, they stepped out. He took this opportunity to talk to her dad and ask for her blessing. He told him that, he basically thinks that, if he can keep up with her, he approves. He feels like Louie came a long way and made a lot of improvement. So back at the house, Melissa, okay, was always complaining about this man not having no money, not having no work, always flipping pizzas. Okay, and now she's complaining about him working all the time. He came home to her in the bathtub. He thought it was naughty time. He said, "Oh, it's a nice little surprise." Started to take off his clothes, ready to get in the bathtub. She said, "No. This is for me. Okay, not for you." Then complained about the fact that he brought home pizza instead of something better, like she couldn't have cooked or brought home food herself. I thought that was weird as hell. So
no, she's just, I don't know. She has all these expectations, but she just never, like, for someone who wanted him so bad, she seemed like she don't like him. Everything he does irritates her.
I think that she's used to people treating her like shit. Oh, okay. People treating her like shit.
Mm-hmm.
She's used to that shitty energy. She's used to chasing, and now that she has somebody who's giving her the opposite, she doesn't know how to.
Know
She
how to
doesn't.
deal with it. I
Yeah.
agree with you. She's definitely used to toxic. She absolutely
Hmm.
is.
Hmm. So then she starts complaining about him working all the time. He said, "You were the one that was talking about how you was willing to sacrifice time for us to get our shit together. Here we are, sacrificing our time." Okay.
Right.
He explains that, he's just working, he's trying to build his clientele, and said, when we do have time to spend together, you're like this, an asshole. Who the hell want to spend time with this? Okay.
Right.
Then he got a phone call. So she threw a rag at his face and said, "This is what I'm talking about." Then he threw the pizza on the floor and said, "There's your dinner." While he went in the other room and, got a potential client. Okay. Now she's comparing the time where he was in jail to now that he's free, and talking about back then she was his only priority. Now she doesn't feel like a priority at all. But he ain't have shit better to do than to talk to you.
She said back then he wanted me. Now that he out, he all off me. Okay.
Really, he really on you because he done spent almost 20 bands to buy this ring that you wanted, and you really not worth it for real.
Well, that part. That part.
She need the ring that what's his face bought from the store.
Daniel. There
Daniel,
you go. There you have it. There you have it. That's what I was thinking.
get them
All
motherfuckers.
right. So now we get into other people who are not. I'm gonna give it to Shayla, and Britney is just hard headed. Okay. And y'all know I love me some Britney and Kerok. Well, I love Britney more. I'm gonna just say that. If they ever
She looks
break
really
up,
nice in her dresses.
yes. If they ever break up, please understand. Y'all know how this works. And when you got you friends and they get married and whatever. But if they ever break up, I'm going with Britney. I'm just letting you know now I'm going with Britney. Okay. But yeah, so they are staying with his mentor Coffee right now, and they're very grateful to be out of the government motel. They're cramped and uncomfortable because apparently Coffee likes to collect things. I'm not gonna
I
put a
said
name
she's
on
a
that.
hoarder.
I wasn't gonna put a name on that, or but okay. So
But
they
it
go.
has a name.
She could just be, she likes things. Um,
That's yeah. It's called a hoarder.
so they go out to discuss their finances. Mind you, we're gonna go spend money while we sit down and talk about how we need to save money. So Kirok talks about
He got on her about her $500-600
right, because she
on
gets
her
her
nails
nails done every week.
every week. And do you see how she has them done? Those ain't
Oh,
cheap.
they ain't cheap. They ain't cheap. Because I was like, how is she spending that much money? And I looked at it and I said, oh yeah, because girl, my length, I
The
keep it
length,
at a
the
I keep it
shape,
at a minimum for a reason, so I ain't got
the
to pay a certain price.
designs, girl. Yeah. And every
So,
week, sure, look.
not to mention, how are you wiping your ass, girl?
I
But
want to
anyway,
know how he got so much money saved.
I was thinking that too. Well, they say he's dipping into his savings, but to your point,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. Savings from what?
Well, remember he was sending her money and stuff while he was locked up. The friends, and you
And
know what I thought about?
she was sending him money too.
True. You know what I thought about the other day too? Whatever happened to old creepy old EB that was following her around and was supposed to be his good?
Girl,
We
I thought
ain't.
about that too. I
I
don't think
swear,
they
I was in the shower and I was
friends.
like,
I think
whatever
they
happened to EB?
I think they I think Kerok ain't friends with EB no more.
I don't think so either. I think he saw how he was really treating Britney and following her around and doing too much that he didn't ask for. And I think that ended that friendship. But y'all
I,
drop down in the comments, let
I
us know
think
what
he
y'all
wanted
think.
Britney for real.
But basically he tells her Brittany suggests that he go to Texas to start his HVAC job. Kerok tells her that he wants to get married and thinks that, because he's no longer on parole, it shouldn't be a big deal. And basically she'll be family at that point. Brittany still wants her big wedding, and Kerok promises that he's gonna give her that, but he wants to, make this legal. And he tells her that they won't tell anybody and that he'll plan everything. Now, here's the problem with Carrie. You tell her one thing and then you do another. And I've noticed this about her. So Brittany links up with Shayla.
I mean,
And
technically, she did too.
right. So she links up with Shayla to go look for wedding dresses. She tells her about, their plans to elope. so that they can move to Texas. She can move to Texas with him. Britney explains that Kerok is the one that wants to elope, and Shayla's like, I feel like, he got a lot of control over you. Like, what do you want to do? What makes you happy? And I was like, but Shayla's always been a good girlfriend to her, and she just don't listen. She just don't listen. And Britney admits that she feels like Kerok saying he won't go to Houston unless they're married definitely was an ultimatum. So Kerok goes with Coffee to the flower shop to look for flowers for the elopement. Britney goes to the wedding bridal shop to look for a dress. She's giving herself a budget of $600, even though, again, we're supposed to be hurting for money right now. Not saying that she shouldn't have a dress, but what I'm saying is I'm sure Fashion Nova has something up there that she could have ordered for an elopement.
And they got ones that look like wedding dresses.
Right. And especially her not wanting to spend so much because it's an elopement. You could have easily went and got you a $40, $50 Fashion Nova dress that you could have rocked out.
Yeah.
For this elopement. Okay.
True.
But so basically, and my notes say, where is this money coming from? So then anyway, Shayla asks Britney what she wants, suggests that although her family can't be there, she should at least tell them. Kerok is worried about the same thing, but Coffee tries to reassure him that Tammy won't be understanding because of the situation. Clearly, after everything that went on and him withholding from his mom that he wasn't going to be able to move with her, he decides that the best decision would be to call his mom, which unfortunately he ends up getting her voicemail, so he doesn't get to tell her. Bianca, why does her name say Bianca? Jesus Christ, I am so sorry to do that to you, Britney. So Britney tries on the dress and she loves it. The first one, my notes say me, not so much. Not the first one. Second one was hitting. That's what it was hitting for. The second one was it.
I like the first one too. I like them
I didn't like not for elopement, not for what she was trying to do.
Oh no, not for that.
You know me, I'm not big on covering up the whole neck and chest. Like I don't like that. I don't like dresses like that.
I don't think it was good for an elopement, but I still think it was.
But it was a pretty dress and on her, and she wore it well. I just, me, I gotta give you I ain't even really got no cleavage, but I gotta give you something. I gotta give you a little neckline.
Gotta give you something.
So basically, Shayla still wants clarity on why they're doing things this way, and asks if she has spoken to her probation officer about it to see if it's even possible and if this is even going to benefit herself situation. So finally, Britney shuts her down. And is like, look, it's gonna happen. Love Shayla. She keeps pressing. So finally, Britney calls the probation officer, and he lets her know that basically the state of Texas, does not take too kindly to people trying to come over to their state on fraud, trying to act like family members when they're not. Well, technically they would be family members, but basically and that's what I was thinking about too when I was watching it. I said, well, that's stupid because they already denied your application twice, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point, you getting married, they know what you're trying to do. Ain't nobody stupid. Wasn't nobody born yesterday, but you and Kerok.
Not but you and Kerok.
Because clearly they don't think things through. You think everybody else is stupid. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm glad she was able to be talked into calling,
right,
to see if it would even help her chances. Because he told her, "Yeah, I would not suggest you do that."
Right.
So,
because then you really might be stuck and married.
Look, and Shayla was just looking like, "Child, try to tell you." All right. So next up is Justine and Michael.
Yeah, I already know where I'm going with this.
You so silly. So they went to go see a lawyer to get information about doing this will. Justine said that she wants to make sure that, her kids are taken care of, that he's taken care of, and said,
that I can leave my kids with responsibilities that aren't theirs because I decided to have kids, even though they told me no already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. He said, basically, you just need to make sure that you make it out that room. That's it. That's all I need. Now Justine explains to the lawyer that if things, if there were things that she could do to save her life, she would like to do that. But if it changes the quality of her life, then she does not want to be resuscitated. Michael feels like it's super selfish, while she doesn't agree. She feels like it's super selfless. Okay. Then she let the lawyer know that if something were to happen to her, she would like her minor children to go to her 19-year-old daughter, Kylie, which completely pissed Michael off. He didn't even want to have a conversation about it. He got up and left. He said he
I'm with
feels
Michael on this
disrespected.
one.
I'm not. He said he feels disrespected and not trusted as a father instead of something. Instead, if something were to happen to her, basically, he feels like he would feel obligated to step up. Now, she's explaining to the lawyer that her son Santana is on the spectrum and he's high functioning, but he does require a little extra. And Kylie knows how to handle him while Michael has no patience. Okay. And he suggested doing a co-guardianship for Michael and Kylie. So Kylie will have the voice while Michael is the patriarch of the home, which I thought was a great option. Now, when Michael returned, she
I
explained,
didn't.
huh?
I didn't.
Huh?
I said I didn't.
So he suggests, oh no. So when Michael returned, she explained that he doesn't have the same amount of years as her and Kylie to, properly advocate for Santana in his situation. And he said, he feels like he loses everything when he loses Justine. Um,
And to his point, you talk about how good of a father I am, but then you kind of undercut me by saying, but I don't trust you with my children.
Absolutely.
Mm.
You're a great father to my children that are not on the spectrum. You don't know how to handle. You literally see my son who's on a spectrum and you're flipping out, breaking, busting through walls and stuff in front of him over.
Now I will say that incident was uncalled for, absolutely. However, it goes back to the point of, and I was gonna bring up, I would figure out who I was talking about it with the other day. And I know that it happens in mother-daughter relationships, but it gives me the vibe that Justine is low key like jealous
Of what?
that her daughter is getting live a life that she didn't get to live. And
No,
I think
he's proud of her daughter.
then I think it's selfish for you to think you got a mama. Doesn't Justine have a mama that knows how to deal with her? That's what I'm saying. I think
Well,
that's selfish.
I don't know if she knows. I don't think now I can't say that she knows how to deal with her son because I don't think the mom was like I know the mom helped financially,
Right.
but I don't know if like the mom was like around like with the
I just
children.
think putting that level of after she's already expressed,
No,
mom, I'm
I definitely think that she needs to use other sources and other
right.
options besides Kylie, but for her to not want him to be the main
No, and
provider,
that's okay. So to
I
that
don't
point,
disagree with that.
I can understand that based off his reactions, and I'm sure there's other stuff that has happened in that house that we weren't filmed. So I
Mhm.
can understand that. I just don't like, and I can understand where Mike is coming from, and he wasn't even aware about the conversation with Kylie. But I
Mhm.
think he's even looking at it because remember when he was having a conversation with Mel, like, oh, I feel bad. You shouldn't feel like you're a parent to your other siblings. So clearly
Mhm.
that's important for him, for his kids to not feel like that.
But at the end of the day, I mean, regardless of how you feel, I still feel like my 19-year-old will do a better job than you.
Well, I mean, I hate
And
to
that's
say it,
and
but
I'm
then
not
really it's
I'm
like,
not
but why are you married to him if you really feel that strongly and deeply about that?
because I'm here. I know how to handle my son. I don't have a problem with you and my other children that are not on the spectrum, but I am here. I know how to handle my son that's on the spectrum.
Mm.
But if I am not here, you fly off the handle. And you don't have enough patience. Literally, and you can see even with not with her son, even
Right,
with Michael, like Justine just has this crazy amount of patience. Like
right,
he's flying into the house with an attitude. She's whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not just gonna fly past me. Anybody
right,
else with that, like seeing that energy and you giving that energy in front of my son, probably is gonna get that energy too. Like, yo, can you like relax? Justine just has this crazy amount of patience. Michael does not. And I agree that no, it should not be up to Kylie. It should not Kylie shouldn't she should find other options. But I also agree that
but that's maybe why you probably should have got to know him and how he was going to be with your kids before you married him.
well, I don't think it would have changed anything.
I mean, if she was still gonna marry him, cool. And that if she likes making poor decisions, which she clearly does, then cool. But I think, especially with her being so sensitive about her child on the spectrum and caring about how people treat him and navigate like that, I would have thought you wanted to see what that dynamic's gonna be like before now you all, because again, it don't have to be a baby situation. You could be in a car accident one day.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not have had a will, but this is the man that you decided to marry.
I don't think it's not their dynamic. I think he loves Santana. I think he, takes care of him well. I think he is a great father figure. But when there are high stress situations, he doesn't know how to handle him.
No, and again, things that she might have learned had she not married him in
I don't
prison.
think it would make a difference. Because, like I said, she's here, so she feels like I'm here. I'll deal with it. If there's a high stress situation, I'm gonna deal with my son.
Mhm.
So I don't think it would have made a difference. Look, if I think I don't think you saw them from the beginning, but I don't
No,
trust
that's what I
me.
was gonna say. I think she enjoys making bad decisions.
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
it would have made a difference.
so yeah, y'all drop in the comments, let us know what you think. If you haven't already, please go ahead and make sure you hit that like button for us.
Make sure you comment
Make sure that you guys are subscribed.
and hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for another recap of the life that happens after the lockup. Y'all have a good night and a great week. Bye-bye.
Good night.